For the longest time, we thought of AI as just a helpful tool, right? Something to automate boring tasks. But that whole picture, it's changing, and it's changing fast. AI has quietly become this massive force shaping our world, moving at a speed that's honestly hard to wrap your head around.
And I'm not just talking about some abstract tech concept. This is fundamental. AI is influencing what you see online, the choices you make, maybe even what you think. It's like this invisible co-pilot in your life, and its influence is just getting stronger every single day.
And it's not just on a personal level. Think bigger. Think global markets. From Wall Street to corporate HQs, AI is making these huge, high-stakes decisions way faster than any human ever could. It's predicting market shifts and shaping billion-dollar strategies in, literally a fraction of a second.
And then there's the really heavy stuff. Even the way we think about modern warfare is being completely redefined. You have algorithms on the battlefield, analyzing threats, guiding autonomous drones, making calls that used to be solely in the hands of human commanders.
So, here's the bottom line. AI has basically woven itself into the planet's operating system. It's not some separate thing anymore. It is the TikTok algorithm that decides what goes viral. It's the model at Goldman Sachs trying to predict the next big market crash. And yeah, it's the US military's Project Maven sifting through mountains of drone footage. It's everywhere, and that changes absolutely everything.
Because of all this, the whole conversation we're having about AI has to shift. We get it. It's powerful. Its capabilities are mind-blowing and growing by the day. That's not the question anymore. The real, urgent question we need to be asking now is about power.
Yeah, who is actually in control of this thing? Who holds the keys to the algorithms, to the massive datasets, and to the actual physical hardware that runs this whole revolution?
Well, the answer is a surprisingly small number of players. You've got the tech giants everyone knows, OpenAI, Google, Meta. You've got the hardware kings building the actual chips. Then you've got these, let's call them shadow firms, like Palantir, that build incredibly powerful systems for governments and big corporations, kind of behind the scenes. And of course, governments and militaries themselves are in this frantic race to get a piece of the action.
And to really get a sense of how concentrated this power is, just look at the hardware. One company, NVIDIA, supplies a staggering 80% of the special chips needed to train these big AI models. That's basically a monopoly on the shovels in a digital gold rush. What that really means is one company can pretty much decide who gets to build the next world-changing AI, creating this massive bottleneck that affects everything from national security to who wins the next tech race.
There's this quote from our source material that just nails it. In a world run by algorithms, compute power becomes the new oil. Whoever controls it controls the future. And that's it right there. That raw computing power is the ultimate source of influence in this new era.
Okay, so what does all this concentrated power actually look like in the real world? How does it affect the things that really matter? Let's take a look, starting with the battlefield.
Man, the change here has been so fast. Not long ago, it was all human commanders poring over maps and intel. Now, you have AI systems from companies like Palantir being used in conflicts like in Ukraine, predicting enemy movements basically in real time. And we're already seeing the next phase. Autonomous weapons, so-called suicide drones that can literally hunt for targets with very little human input.
And this leads us to this huge, unavoidable ethical question. Can a machine decide who lives and who dies? When you have systems like South Korea's automated gun turret that can identify and shoot at targets all on its own, we really have to ask ourselves, where is the line? Where does human judgment end and machine autonomy begin?
Now, shifting gears to the business world, this same power is creating a massive gap. On one side, you have companies like Netflix and Amazon. They use AI for pretty much everything, from what show to recommend to how to run their warehouses. It gives them this incredible, almost unbeatable edge. And on the other side, you've got firms sticking to the old ways, and they are just struggling to keep up. It's not just about having a great CEO anymore, it's about who has the smartest algorithm.
And this whole thing filters right down into our everyday lives, in ways we probably don't even think about. Take YouTube, for example. Get this, a massive 70% of the videos you watch aren't things you searched for. They're chosen for you by the algorithm. It's quietly shaping what we see, what we buy, maybe even what we believe. Our attention has become the product.
But with all this incredible, often invisible power, comes some really big risks. When control is in the hands of a few and the tech is moving faster than any laws can keep up with, the dark side of AI, well, it's not a what-if scenario anymore. It's happening right now. I mean, this isn't science fiction. We're seeing IBM pause hiring because they expect AI to do the jobs. We saw Amazon have to scrap a hiring AI because it was flat-out sexist. Deepfakes of world leaders are everywhere. State-sponsored bots are trying to mess with elections, and military projects are already testing swarms of autonomous drones. These dangers are very, very real.
So, where do we go from here? The good news is the future of AI isn't written yet. It's not inevitable. The path it takes is going to be defined by the choices we make as a global community starting right now.
Really? The most important path forward seems to be global cooperation. Think about it. The world came together to create treaties for nuclear weapons. We desperately need something similar for AI, shared international rules to stop it from being misused. We're seeing some early steps, like the UN's advisory group and the Bletchley Declaration, but honestly, there's a really long way to go.
When you boil it all down, it feels like we're standing at a fork in the road with three possible futures. In one, AI becomes a weapon that just makes our conflicts and inequalities even worse. In another, it becomes a partner that helps elevate human creativity and solves our biggest problems. And then there's the third path, where it becomes a kind of ruler, something that evolves beyond our ability to control it. The stakes, they just couldn't be higher.
The era of AI power isn't coming. It's here. It is shaping our world as we speak. So the only real question left is the one we started with, and it's a question for all of us. Who do you want in control?